Welcome to Roundhouse Roulette, a Walker, Texas Ranger podcast.
Normally we'd be recapping and reviewing an amazing episode of Walker, Texas Ranger, but this week we bring you a riveting minisode. While we catch up on some of our other projects we've got in the works this week, for the month of March, all proceeds from our very stylish Roundhouse Roulette t-shirt will go to help out people in need in Texas, so be sure to check it out on our website, roundhouseroulette.com. This upcoming conversation and conspiracy spun out of our CD's bar visit from last week's episode, and it was cut for time, but I thought it deserved its own minisode, so we're just gonna put it out there and, let us know what you think. Is this Chuck Norris's biggest conspiracy of all time? Let us know. Roll tape. This is something I wanted to talk about for a while. This is a serious topic that I think we need to get into. And as you guys can see there, I've laid up a plethora of images of Chuck Norris. They kind of span his career. Can you guys kind of see what I'm getting at here?
It would seem that you're wondering. I think you want to open up you want to table the discussion of Chuck Norris's facial hair.
Close. Bob, what do you think I'm going for?
Hair color.
Is it hair? I mean, the first few, obviously, it's...
Exactly. I want to know, is Chuck Norris blonde or a ginger? Is he natural? What is it? I can't tell.
You want to know if the carpet matches the drapes.
I do. And I've got the...
and if so, when?
Right? When did it change?
When was that true? If ever.
So we've got some historical evidence here, and let's pour through the data. What do we got here?
We start with a pretty young-looking Chuck, almost platinum blonde hair.
Yeah, it's like Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
Even his mustache is blonde. It's kind of weird, right?
That is weird, because that's a lot more work. I mean, if you're going to dye your hair...
Yeah.
This was the 70s, too. It is possible that he just spent a ton of time outside.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No. He works at dojo. Like, if you're karate guy, you're in like a gym box all day. You're not going to go do that outside.
Why not? He could be outside rolling around on the ground shooting guns like we saw in Lone Wolf McQuade.
A lot of the younger pictures of Chuck Norris, right? He's blonde, right? Mm-hmm. But there reaches a point, and I was reading when we were talking about Lone Wolf McQuade, that was really the first movie where he embraced the kind of darker, borderline brown, red hair image with a beard. And as you can see in that image there, it does match his body hair. So if he's doing some dyeing, some poor sap is going all out on that.
Yeah. The one, and maybe this is what you're referring to, the one with the open shirt.
Exactly, yeah.
That actually, to me, looks the most natural.
Yeah.
From top down.
We don't see all the way down, but we see pretty far down, far enough to know.
So it's possible that he could have bleached it back in the day, but then the mustache too?
Well, that image at the beginning...
first one is just an enigma. I don't know.
Yeah, the mustache looks like it's a little dark underneath, and his hair at the roots looks a little dark. So he might have actually dyed his hair blonde.
Yeah, I think he dyed his hair blonde and was bleaching his mustache. And that would also explain a period of time when his mustache was entirely shaved off. Because a mustache that's half bleached blonde and not touched up, it would look really horrible. So, there was a period of time, like Enter the Dragon, when he was mustacheless. It's possible that he felt ridiculous having a bleach blonde mustache as well, and just decided to go with a clean-shaven look.
Yeah, I mean, it's also. I mean, I know when me and my brothers were all little, until we were like 4 or 5, we all had like platinum blonde hair too, but it turned brown before we were like 8 or 9. So maybe it's a natural thing, and it just happened in his like 30s. Instead of going gray, he went brown. Is that possible?
Yeah, but when you were platinum blonde as a child, did you have a full mustache? that was platinum blonde?
I don't remember, and I don't think it's documented, so I'm going to say probably not.
Adam looks deep in thought. He's like, what is...
He's looking at that middle picture with the belt buckle. He's lost in it. He's just entranced.
I need to know what this movie still is from. He's dressed like freaking Luke Skywalker, but he's got a samurai sword, and he's facing off against a guy in like a full-on... He looks like something out of G.I. Joe. He looks like Cobra.
Are you talking about the Michael Jackson jacket? Oh, no, the fighting one, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's from the Octagon. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we
need to see that. That looks insane.
I've seen it. I want to watch it again. It's been a while. Okay, so to add more fuel to the fire, around 1986, as we mentioned previously on another episode, he had a cartoon on TV, Chuck Norris's Karate Commandos, okay? I've got a few stills from that, and if you look at the title card for the VHS, his hair is kind of almost orange, right?
I'd say auburn.
Yeah, but if you look at the comic books that legendary comic artist Steve Ditko illustrated the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos comic book, the first issue on the cover, his hair's orange. And the second issue, his hair is blonde. So we still have no idea. Even the illustrators had no idea what his hair color was.
They just couldn't decide. He was in a transitional phase.
It's true.
To make it even more crazy, I came across this creepy, extremely creepy Chuck Norris Halloween costume. Can you describe this, Evan?
I can do it very simply. It looks like someone took the Chuck Norris Karate Commando action figure and turned it into a blow-up doll.
Yeah. That kid's wearing it all wrong. He shouldn't have sleeves on.
Yeah, I actually do have a picture of a kid wearing it here. It must be a 1980s photo, right? It looks like it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn. He was the coolest kid at school. You know it.
That mask is terrifying, though. And the photo right beneath that, where the paint is obviously like shifted. You see that?
Oh, yeah, it's off the mustache.
Look at the mustache.
We'll definitely have to post these on our episode page.
Production on that costume is just subpar. Come on, people, do better.
But the thing about it, though, right? There were two versions of the Halloween costume.
No.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, right, that's right.
The one with the shifted things is...
There's a red hair and a blonde-haired one. Even for the Halloween costume, they made two. Why?
Two different factories, it's my guess.
Yeah, clearly they had some quality issues.
Quality control.
They're like, well, no, Chuck Norris's hair is he's blonde. No, he's not. He's got red hair. Dude, this is the biggest conspiracy of his career.
Clearly.
What I will say, though, is that Lone Wolf McQuaid is probably the first time where he sports a red bandana. And that's because Rambo First Blood came out, I believe, a year prior to this. And he sports the red bandana. And that's kind of like the hallmark of the lone wolf kind of badass. And he actually sports the red bandana in all of his Karate Commando stuff. So that's one thing they can agree on is the color of his bandana.
Indeed. Though I did notice on all the action figures, he has a different color bandana. So just throwing that out there.
Oh my God. Well, all right. Never mind then. Back to the drawing board.
I do own all three iterations of the figure. Not in box, but, you know.
I'm just waiting for the day when we pull up this Zoom and you're wearing one of these creepy ass Chuck Norris masks.
Yeah, I was kind of half expecting you to pull one out. Would be a very Adam thing to do.
I'm not gonna lie. I did look them up on eBay, but
not gonna lie, I'm watching several of them.
Looks like you could 3D print one of those pretty easily. It'd probably look better.
Well, the thing about it is I wouldn't be able to fit in the costume, so it wouldn't be worth it. But the mask itself, yeah, it does look like a creepy blow up doll.
I mean, back then they were not good at reproducing people's likenesses in these masks. It wasn't Mike Myers. He was wearing like a William Shatner mask or something.
Yeah, like turned inside out.
Yeah, so, this isn't far removed from that. It looks like something out of a horror movie for sure.
Well, you said I was perplexed, but I tried to do a little research on this before. But I just stumbled on a 1993 article from the Chicago Tribune that's an interview with Chuck Norris. And I think we get to the bottom of it here. Here's a little excerpt from the article. Occasionally, Norris watches his early films, and the most startling aspect is his hair. My hair was always this color, Norris says, reddish brown. And when I did the Bruce Lee movie in 1972, Return of the Dragon, I looked at my hair and I thought, that's kind of a bland color. I think I'll dye it blonde. So then his wife dyed his hair. After about 4 or 5 movies, I decided just let it grow back to its natural color. I guess that's it. That's the answer right there.
What he doesn't say is that she also dyed his mustache.
Why split hairs on it, Evan? Come on.
Okay.
But I do have that picture of older Chuck Norris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Close to his modern day age. He's still dyeing his hair.
His second wife is dyeing his hair.
Which, he looks good for 80. That's pretty awesome. And, I don't know if I would want to see Chuck Norris with white hair. Would you?
Well, he's not going to be. He's never going to be fully white haired. If he stopped dyeing it, it would be like laced with gray. I don't think he'd be full on gray.
You don't?
Nah.
He's 81.
I still don't think so. I think he's one of those people that their hair never goes fully gray.
Maybe never goes white, but kind of goes like...
Right. The salt and pepper look.
All right. Well, so I think we settled it here.
You seem deeply unsatisfied by that.
Yeah, I kind of am. I mean, it kind of is a conspiracy because even the toy manufacturers didn't know what color his hair was. That's pretty ridiculous, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't intentionally... See, in conspiracy, someone was intentionally deceiving people.
He only came out in 1993, from what I can find, to say, hey, here's the deal with my hair.
Yeah, but the proof was in the pudding.
No one was asking him about it, Adam. That's the thing. No one cared. They're just like, oh, Chuck Norris has yellow hair. Chuck Norris has bright red hair. It doesn't matter.
No.
We're the first people who care about this.
Look, what does Rod Stewart say?
The first cut is the deepest.
No, blondes have more fun.
Oh, right. That too.
Right. So
I'm going to say we're all for one and one for all. Love that song. Oh,
yeah.
Cuts to the core of me.
So if two people is a duet, what is that? Besides epic.
A triette?
Yeah.
A masterpiece?
It is. It totally is.
Goddamn masterpiece.
For those who don't know, this is a triette with Bryan Adams, Sting, and Rod Stewart, made for the Three Musketeers movie.
Oh, wow. So good.
It is a masterpiece.
Yeah. Yep. The song definitely outlived the movie for sure. Anyway, okay. So
all right. So what happened here? I'm going to unpack this for everybody. What happened here is Adam created a straw man argument that no one knows what color Chuck Norris's hair is, and then he walked us through some things and made us talk about Chuck Norris's hair color. Then he found an article explaining everything and read it to us. That's what happened here.
You just intentionally wasted everyone's time.
Were you not entertained?
I don't know, but that the image of that empty Chuck Norris mask is going to be like burned into my mind for the rest of my life.
I was going to save that for our Halloween episode, but I just thought it was more relevant now. I was like,
oh, jeez.
I expect by Halloween you will have that costume.
I will also have like a mini me clone wearing it. Well, there you have it. We hope you'll join us next week when we return to our normal format and share our reactions to a bone-crushing Walker Texas Ranger episode. Share your opinions with us on Facebook and Instagram at Roundhouse Roulette. and Twitter at Roundhouse Pod, and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Thank you for listening, and until next week,
May the eyes of the Ranger
be upon you.
When you're in Texas, look behind you. Oh, 'cause that's where the Ranger's gonna be.